My name is Collin Tsandilis. I'm one of the directors here at Mercury Filmworks, and I oversee shows that the clients give us, and basically oversee every single department, make sure it's all working together. So the biggest role that I play is to make sure that we are hitting the vision that the client wants, and at the same time, I have to make sure that all the teams, all the different departments are actually working together to achieve that vision. I'm kind of like the last step to make sure that everything is going the way it should. I'm also someone that department heads can come to and ask questions and get final answers to make sure that things can move ahead. So a typical day for me is mostly talking with the department heads, but I'm more geared towards the animation side of things, looking at scenes every single day, making sure that the scenes are well animated, all the assets are there, and it's up to the quality that we're expecting. That's a really long story, but like everyone, we all start in animation school, typically, right? For me, it was a last-minute choice in high school. I was actually working towards becoming a police officer or to work in law, but I didn't quite have everything I needed to do that path. And I kind of looked to animation as a last-minute, hey, I can do this. I like drawing, but I didn't know much more than that about animation. I wasn't one of those animators that knew they wanted to be an animator from like 10 years old. That wasn't a reality for me. It was more just if I had a slight interest in animation. I played with Flash a little bit here and there in school. But it was really a last-minute decision because I needed to do something after high school, and Algonquin at the time was offering a program that basically was used as an on-ramp to the actual animation program. So my whole animation journey was just a last-minute last minute I just need to do something right away kind of thing. And then once I was actually in that environment and learning about how animation works and what you're actually doing, it became really apparent that I really enjoyed doing it, and I was pretty good at it too. And from there, I just went through school. Right out of school, there wasn't any work. There was always promises of work. I think I was unemployed for about 8 months, and then things started to really pick up. I got my first job after those 8 months at a different studio. I was just doing some very simple input work. I wasn't actually animating. I was just tracing held cells of hand-drawn elements for like doors and cars in a show and digitizing them into like the Flash environment. And then from there, I eventually got an animation job at Mercury. And I've been doing that. I've been here pretty much ever since. I left for a short little while, but then I came back. Kind of like we were talking about earlier, it's just the studio consistently always had work. And ever since that point after my graduation, there's been consistent work forever. There hasn't been a lull time. But there's just something special here that people are really pushing the bar. We're doing things that other studios don't dare to do or don't even attempt to do. And that was always really kind of interesting for me. I didn't want to just do bare bones kind of stuff. I wanted to do the next level, because it was either do really high quality stuff at Mercury in an environment that's kind of feels better to me because I'm from Ottawa. It was just a natural choice, or try to move into feature, which was a lot harder because you'd need a degree and you'd need a bunch of bunch of boxes checked basically to go to the US. So it was a much harder path. I chose to stick with this one here because I knew eventually we'd be getting to that point of doing features and things like this short that no other studio is doing. I mean, the only thing I could say is that I enjoy watching films with my friends. I don't do too much animation on my own time. I kind of leave that for at work only. I have a young daughter now, so I don't have a lot of time to kind of explore that. But things that always really kept me interested in this was going to the conventions like CTN, meeting other artists and getting inspired by them, and getting just really excited about animation in general. And that helped push me to the next level. And I kept doing that for about 3 or 4 years until I reached a point where I'm like, I don't necessarily need this as much anymore. And my personal life kind of was growing as well. So I didn't have a lot of time to like push towards that. I mean, we're doing things that no one else can do. We're such a trusted studio as well. People know that if they send us things that we're going to do the job right and we're going to excel at it. And it's going to be even better than that they're expecting. And recently that's become even more apparent. I was involved with the short film Hair Love. We were actually sent there just on a rare occasion. Actually, Jefferson came up to me on a Friday. He's like, hey, do you want to go to LA for 2 weeks? You leave on Sunday? I said, absolutely, let's do it. I just had to make sure it was okay with my wife first. But essentially, that production was in a spot where they were in trouble and they needed people who could actually produce quickly and in high quality. And we essentially were just airdropped into there. We were dropped from a helicopter with parachutes right into the studio, and we just hopped right into that environment. And we helped get the film done in those 2 weeks because they had such a super tight deadline. So I think when other studios look at Mercury Filmworks, they look at us as people that can actually get things done at the caliber of quality that they want, and on time as well. Over the past 10 years, I've learned that Mercury Filmworks is really kind of my home, and is the place I want to be. It's not just because of the projects, it's also because of the people that I work with. And also, I can see where the studio's going, and it's a future I want to be part of. So I'm really excited to see what we do next. Duke's Game was kind of a glimpse into what we can do, and if we have those opportunities. So I hope you enjoy the short. It's something that we all really love to work on. It occupied all my time in a good way, and I really hope you enjoy it. So thank you for watching.